This is Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Julie.
Join us for unbuttoned and unedited conversations.
This is Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast.
Great intro.
I always mess that up.
Great intro.
Welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast.
Oh yeah, we need to start like officially. Like, hey everybody, I'm Sarah.
And do I go next?
We're great. Today our guest is Kevin McGarry.
Hi. Feels good. Welcome. Well, it feels good to be back.
Yes, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
It's been a year. Things have changed. We've grown. You know, yes, so much has changed. Here we are. They said we couldn't do it, but here we are.
We made it.
We made it. Feels good. Feels good.
You've done a lot in the year.
Have I?
I think so.
I don't know. It's just a blackout.
Well, it's been a blackout. Let's start out with, so the last time you were on was December 19th. And a few days later, we want to say congratulations to you and Kayla on your engagement.
Oh, did that happen just after that? Wow. Thank you.
Well, the announcement happened after.
Oh, the announcement happened. I think, yeah, you're right. No, it did. It happened. Yeah, it happened. Wow, yeah, thank you.
No, it did.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
We're very happy for you too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you
everybody's
so
excited. Everybody's like, when are they getting married?
We'll let everybody know when it happens.
I'm like, yes, I'm sure they'll post something. Or maybe not.
Yes. We'll let you. No, we'll do a post or whatever. Yeah.
When you're ready.
There's some stuff in life right now. We're just kind of juggling around, but we'll let everyone know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, life is like that.
Yeah.
Life is like that. It's all over the place. We've had a very exciting year, and we to be continued. With the announcement, it'll be great.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Wedding Veils Expectations came out. Of course, we had Checking Twice in the Night Agent.
In the Night Agent,
yeah.
You had a spy thing coming out. And...
Oh yeah. Oh wow. You're right. I guess that has been a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What's that?
It was like one scene. It was seconds long, but
yeah. I just kind of came in. It was like he had information for one of the main girls.
There's a lot of information there. There's
a lot of information. That show did so well for Netflix. I was happy that it was great for like the Vancouver community. I think they got a season 2. I'm pretty sure.
They do have a season 2.
Yeah.
Right. I think they
Any chance Agent Riley's going to show up in season 2?
Well, if he did, nobody told me. So, it's that whole AI thing. It's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. They're going to film in January. So.
Yeah, maybe Ryan would be around. I don't know. If I could sneak back on the set. He'd just be hiding in the bushes. He's a spy. He's a spy. It would make sense. He's got like one of those, like the nose and the mustache and the glasses.
And the trench coat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll make some calls.
We also want to tell you thank you for donating the jersey.
Oh well, thank you both for running that for the fundraiser. How did you get that? I thought that was supposed to go to the winner.
It did. So this is going to be our next big announcement. I don't know if I got it hooked on a hockey stick.
Oh, nice.
Because that's what
nobody can see it now, Julie.
It's one of the street hockey sticks laying around in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of that street hockey stick.
So it was a really great fundraiser, and we exceeded our goal. And we had a winner who is Ingrid, and she received the jersey, and then she mailed it back to me, and she said, I would like it to be.
I don't want it. It smells too bad. And
no, she wants it to become the traveling jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's our sisterhood of the traveling pants. It's our sisterhood
of the traveling jersey.
So I took it back to Vancouver to give it to Julie.
Because we mailed it to Sarah in the first place.
So wait, like, are people going to sign it, or like does everybody like
sign
travel?
it?
Yeah, I feel like everybody should like write messages on it, and it should just build into something else. Because right now it's just my signature.
Thinking about a notebook going with it too, or
a notebook is a good idea, but then it has
what adventures did it go on? Kind of like a flat Stanley.
Like a flat Stanley.
So yeah, I took it back to Minnesota because I'm meeting up with some people for a concert next weekend. Ooh. So then like, we can do pictures then. So
What are you going to go see? What concerts?
So one of the gals that hangs out in the Twin Cities here, Brennan, Laura Osnes is performing at her church next week.
Laura Osnes? Is that? I don't know.
Laura Osnes, yeah,
Osnes?
So Hallmark All-Star, Broadway star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's from the Twin Cities area, so
Amazing.
She's putting on a concert at her church. So Catherine and I are meeting her.
Oh, that's so great.
Next weekend. So I'm like, well, let's start here and we'll figure out what we're going to do. So that's the real announcement. There will be a traveling jersey. We'll make up some things.
When we get our act together and come
then
up.
Then we'll start traveling. Yeah, we actually have the next place for it to go and a plan. And a plan will come forward.
Next year, we'll come back and we'll see what the jersey looks like.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. Yes.
Yeah.
So
all right. That sounds
good.
So
we'll send maybe a notebook or sign the jersey. The jersey's a little hard to sign.
I know. I really had to hold that thing down. Yeah.
It's polyester, so you're gonna need a Sharpie. It looks pretty good, actually.
How you've got it does look really good. I feel like my penmanship,
you're looking really good. It's identifiable.
Well done. Well,
strong work.
Yeah. Good.
So that'll be fun. It'll be fun to get it going. We just need to get it nailed down a little bit, and I got a week to get that figured out anyway.
You got a year. It'll be a year before we come back.
We'll get it going.
Worry.
We actually have we already have some plans to where to send it.
We just need to write them down. I feel like we should. What do you think, Julie?
Let's start out with Wind Calls the Heart, and congratulations on 2 things. 100th episode. That was amazing.
3 things. I'm going to say 3 things.
Okay. And then your 50th episode, which counting these episodes is a little mythical because there's some mysterious episodes in there. So some
You're right.
Yeah.
Didn't there? You're right. There was a couple.
So we had to we came to a consensus with some of the other accounts, and
58. It's
Sheila's really made the final decision. Whatever Sheila says is the final
researcher. Yes.
What Sheila says is what goes.
Yeah, and I'm going to just say it. Number 3, Nathan has a storyline.
Well, Nathan always had a storyline, but I know what you mean. There is a pretty big storyline going on right now with Nathan. So, yes,
we're very excited for it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Maybe as the season was unfolding, some people are like, "Wait, what did Kevin say in that podcast last year?" Everybody's coming back to it.
I didn't, at that time, when we did that, I mean, we wouldn't have gotten we wouldn't have gotten the scripts and anything yet. So, I mean,
you had already filmed.
You filmed season 10. Yeah.
You had already filmed?
We finished
season
10 when I did it?
Yes.
Oh, so I already knew how it was going to end?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I think you're going to like it. And you're just like, sure.
Yeah. I'm going back to watch, and then I'm like, look at Sarah's eyeball roll. Got to clip that.
Yeah. There was some juicy scenes in that, in old season 10. Season 10. It's this was the first season that we shot out of order in a way, because. Now that it's it took the summer slot, it was so weird to be shooting season 11 while you guys were just watching season 10,
right?
Because my head is right now in season 11, and I'm trying to make sure I don't say anything that spoils what we just shot, because that's kind of where my head is right now. Yeah. Don't.
No, it was it's interesting, and there was a new showrunner, and nobody kind of knew what to think, and when we watched the first episode, we were going live after the episodes, and we were like, feels like Hope Valley, felt more at home.
What do you think? Why do you say that?
I feel like the tone of the show felt different.
Yeah.
And the characters felt.
We were like, all right, this feels better. Feels better than it's felt. Yeah.
And the characters felt.
How else to explain it?
Yeah, felt like themselves, maybe more more in their. I mean, the show's been on for a decade.
Yeah, right.
Pretty
well. So, I mean, we celebrated the 100th episode, like you said.
Yeah.
Right. So you have a lot of background on some of these characters, not just Elizabeth, but even Bill and Rose. I mean, those guys have been there.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Jack, I think Jack started at the end of who plays Bill, started at the end of the first season, right?
Yeah, season 1, and then right away.
Also first season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cavan came in the beginning.
Cavan came too, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been. That was when Chris, Kayla, and I joined. We were just kind of we were the newbies, and now they've really intertwined our storylines, or really sewn them into some big storylines in the show. So
yeah, it's exciting to have everybody feel like themselves again. Like the characters to us watching. So yeah, we were very pleasantly surprised.
That's great. I'm happy you guys enjoy it. I hope 11 you'll also enjoy 11. There's a lot of stuff, but 11 too was so interesting because we were shooting within like the writer's strike, right? I mean, that was kind of going, and then the actor's strike too. We were lucky enough because it was a Canadian show. We were lucky enough to get an interim agreement and kind of keep going. But there was a lot of, especially like at the height of the writer's strike. It was a different season this year. Just kind of. Like all the scripts were there, everything was great, but it was just, we couldn't go to the writers as much. And, we were kind of like a little bit driving the ship ourselves as actors this year. So yeah, it was interesting and fun. Yeah. I hope
was that kind of fun to do?
Oh yeah. And I think, ultimately I think once a show kind of goes so many seasons, nobody knows the characters better than the actors, that play them. So then, they can speak up and talk to the writers, when the first drafts come out and say, I don't know if this would happen, or I don't know if this would happen. Like we don't get to say, ultimately it comes down to, producers and writers. But I do think that the actors know the characters the most at that point. So it, like we were, I feel like driving the ship a little bit more. But it's still, it was still steered in the direction by the network and by, the showrunners. Yeah.
Go too far astray. Can't leave hope.
Not too far astray. It might have bumped a couple, you're talking about. And,
hopefully the bumpers are up on the bowling alley lanes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. It'll be good stuff.
No, go ahead, finish.
It'll be great. I just came from ADR right now for one of the episodes, so I got to see one of the episodes right now. So yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Okay. Do we know when that might come out?
When it's going to come out? I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't know. I don't know if it'll go after. I think The Way Home's going to come out first. I think
it is. Yep.
Yeah. And then I don't know if we'll come, or I don't know if we'll just kind of keep the same slot. I don't know what. That's like a network thing. I don't. Nobody tells me anything. I'm way down here. There's a lot of people up here.
Those Wedding Veil Saturdays are just sitting there with nothing on them. They're just like, well, those are the Wedding Veil Saturdays. Nothing there.
No, nobody tells me. I just do what I'm told to do. I'm down here.
That's great. So Wind Calls the Heart started right out with a dog visit.
Yeah, old Scouty. Yeah. I've said it in other interviews, but like that dog is just so good at not listening to me. It's
perfect.
It's perfect. Stays in character the whole time. You will see Scout again in season 11. He doesn't go anywhere. So yeah. Nathan is becoming a dog dad as well as a dad in general with Allie. Yeah.
It was a little weird that Scout got sent there by Andrew Hargraves.
By Hargraves. Wow. So it's almost like he's out to get Nathan.
They got a thing. Nathan and Hargraves, they're not friendly.
Right. We were expecting that to come back up.
Yeah.
Well, who knows when Hargraves will show back up again and what information or storylines he'll bring with him when he shows back up.
It's tied to one storyline in particular, one place, right?
Which one? Which one are we talking about?
Fort Clay. He's from Fort Clay.
Yeah.
He is from Fort Clay. So every time he shows up,
Fort Clay.
Who knows what information is going to come?
Oh boy, more drama.
Yeah, that's
maybe. I don't know.
That story feels so incomplete. So,
well, I mean, it is such a. It might be incomplete in one season, but it could be expounded upon, in latter seasons. So.
Okay.
Who knows?
That's all we're saying. I mean, like literally the first episode, drop off. Hargraves sent them. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here we're all waiting. We got nothing.
Oh, you're waiting for Hargraves to show up.
Well, we're waiting for some storyline to go with it. Nothing. All season 10.
Maybe. Yeah.
First episode. The first episode.
Yeah. No. I think that was just. I think it was to bring out a bit of comedic side too for Nathan, and I don't know, and also give everybody loved the dog.
The Scout and Faith and a squirrel
and Faith and yeah. I mean that. What do you think? What did you think of the Nathan Faith storyline?
Well, here's me and Julie trying to make reels, or like.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I've seen lots of them. You guys do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I finally made a reel to making love out of nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
There is. I mean, Andrea and I had a few questions while we were, shooting a couple of those scenes.
Was there more that ended up getting cut, or?
I mean, everything kind of stuff does get cut for sure, but I mean, in that storyline, I think that storyline was meant to be a catalyst for Nathan's storyline further down the season, showing that he's nothing works with anybody for him except for maybe one person. So
I got to break out my Bachelor edits because literally repress those back out.
Yeah,
like, okay, but there was not over.
Well, we had that scene. Andrew and I, we were at the saloon. And we had, talking about like something that happened, and I remember both of us being like, "What happened? what was it?" And they were like, "Don't worry about it. It just didn't work out for you guys." And I mean, that was a little frustrating to be like,
well, it was frustrating as a viewer too.
Yeah, I'm sure people are like, "What happened? Like, why show us some of this stuff?"
Just give us a little something, yeah.
Also, at that point, we were feeling like that was probably going to be the storyline, right? And then when that started unraveling, then we're like, "Oh, okay, we are."
Yeah, and that's what it was. Like it was, a catalyst to kind of start the ball rolling down for another way, and maybe it was a bit of a red herring in a way that nobody saw kind of where it was going, especially in like episode 2 or 3, right?
I'm just going to say, because we were pretty unbelieving in just the things you were saying last year, and we were laughing at ourselves when we were like going back to watch stuff, and we're like, we were.
Wait, what did I say last year?
You never said anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you didn't say anything, like you didn't give anything away.
You were like, they weave a good story in.
Yeah. We were like, sure.
We maybe gave a little sass. We're sorry.
No.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's tough to like hold stuff back, like to try to tease things. And that's why it's easier right now to talk about 10. Don't ask me anything about 11.
No, we won't.
I don't want to
spoil
it.
We might ask, like, what's happening?
We won't ask right now. Yeah, no, kidding.
Yeah, no, it was interesting, because the May thing got right away.
Yeah, and that was kind of sad too. I think, that would have been nice too to see, that storyline maybe. Like if ultimately it didn't work, it would have been nice to kind of play out a little bit.
Right.
Why?
It's like a little bit of dialogue about that, and it felt like it was pretty.
But and I guess I will say, it's to be a writer on the show. There are so many cast members that it is. You really got to pick and choose what you think is important for the audience to see, and like Nathan not being able to have a relationship with May or Faith it wasn't so much like what happened with them. The idea was it was just like Faith said, it was just there's always been something in the way, that maybe we know what it is, maybe we don't know. I don't know.
Here's my question about that for you. As Nathan.
Yeah.
Did Nathan realize that? Because we all knew. I mean, we all knew why.
Right.
Like,
it's not a mystery to any of us. We've always said,
Well,
Nathan has an Elizabeth problem. Elizabeth has a Nathan problem.
I think I don't think he actively, knew, or he would, he buried it so deep down. Because you got to remember, this is a guy that professed his love in the second episode of season 9 or 8.
8.
In 8, and got his heart broken at the end of 8. So, he really just pushed that deep down and tried to, move on and be friends with Elizabeth and really tried to find where he is. But, if you're in love with somebody and it just doesn't disappear, you just kind of work with that. So I think maybe he knew, but he doesn't want to focus on it. It's anything you would do. You know what I think? I was thinking about the other day. It's kind of like, you guys must know, Love Actually.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You remember the one story with the Keira Knightley story where she marries the best friend, but the other friend who shows up with at Christmas time, and he's he's in love with his friend's wife, and and he does whatever he does to move on, but it's that idea of you don't want to be, you want to give somebody their space or whatever, but it's just if you feel the way you do, you just do everything you can to kind of distract yourself from that. And I think that's what was kind of going on with him and some of the other women in Hope Valley, and ultimately fate shone a light back to, or maybe, I don't know. Shone a light maybe back.
Knew him well enough to call it out, probably.
Yeah. And I do think they always were kind of connected still.
That's the problem.
I think that was seen too, that it was always there's there is always something that connects those two characters together. I think regardless the way it goes forward in season 11, you're still going to see that. So, but I don't know what's gonna. I can't tell you.
Yeah, no, because we maybe have called them the brother husbands.
Yeah. Wait, Liz.
Because they were the brother husbands. One was the emotional husband. One was Pepe Le Pew.
Wait, am I Pepe Le Pew?
No.
Oh, you're not kissing anybody's hand all the time.
He's so suave. Nathan's not as suave as Luke is. Yeah.
Nathan's just, it's been half a decade. I'm going to say
Yeah. Nathan, I feel like Nathan's really grown though. In the last time, since I've, joined the show, they've really kind of allowed him to, come out of his shell in a way that I think the town has really helped him kind of come out of his shell. Not just Elizabeth, but, all the people. And why, when he became Allie's father and getting close to Bill, that is one of my favorite relationships too, with Jack, working with Jack, in a way, kind of mirroring, ourselves as actors too. When I joined the show, I didn't know Jack, and, we're kind of figuring out each other's personalities as we move along, and so are Nathan and Bill, and, they're just both. It's in a really nice spot, and I have a great time working with Jack, and I learn a lot from him. He's been doing it for so long.
Right.
He's just a fun guy to go to work with, and you still get to see that kind of team Nathan Bill stuff for sure. Yeah. But I will say Bill does have his hands full in season 11 with somebody that I doubt you would expect.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, there's a partnership there that works, but is surprising.
Huh.
So there.
That's an interesting tease.
Yeah. And it's great.
Love that. Anything Jackson. I'm game for anything Jackson. So I've been a Jack fan since his songs.
Since what? Since General Hospital.
Really? Did you have his poster on your wall?
I did not.
I just took it down. It was right there. I thought I just take it down.
No, but
the one where he's doing the hair through it.
The hair, yeah.
The mullet, yeah.
And you know, we'd be driving with the softball team bus and singing at the top of our lungs, right?
Cranking all I need.
It
really, he wasn't lying. It is all you need. It's all you need to have a good time.
It's all you need, right? Miss those days, the radio on, you know.
Yeah.
You still put the radio on though, right?
You can still, and you know what? There's 80 stations, and I bet you Jack's on there.
Trust me, I am married to Dad Rock. The albums are up here for a reason.
What? Oh yeah, what album's that?
I got Some Girls, Rolling Stones.
Oh, nice.
This is in honor of Boss Lady Fiona.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, we had a Rush. What is it?
Great Canadian band.
Yes, they are. My brother was a complete Rush. Permanent Waves, and it's got Spirit of Radio on it.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Rush is a great band. Yeah, Rush is a great band.
Yeah. There's always a lot of lyrics in their songs.
The days Tom Sawyer. Yeah.
I could maybe sing all of the trees at any given time.
Wow.
It's like
wow.
All right, go for it, Julia.
Yeah, prove it.
There's unrest in the forest. There's trouble with the trees. That's how it's.
Why is she so quick on Instagram? She always has the best.
Yeah. We've got albums here. I married an old guy. Who does that? Marries an older guy. Fools.
I don't know. Who does that?
Fools.
Who does that?
Fools. Who would do
that?
Thank goodness for you, huh?
Thank goodness for me. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about. Let's see. We had muffins, banana bread, apple juice, cookies. We had a lot of baked goods.
Yeah, there was.
Like,
you know what?
Might have been a theme.
I think that's like a happy accident that you guys kind of found all that stuff. That
happy accident, there's like big goods going all season long.
I know, but I don't think that was like a theme in somebody's mind. Or if it was, nobody told me. Or I never kind of came in. I guess there was, when he wrote in after the camping trip and took the 2 muffins. That was good. I think. Oh yeah, it was written that I'd take 2.
I was just going to say, was it 2 or did you just take 2?
No, it was written that I'd take 2, but I think did I keep it in my mouth at one point? Because I did. Neil Fernley was directing it, and he's like, "Do you want to take the muffin out of your mouth?" And I was like, "No, I think it's kind of cute that he's got it like in it, he's kind of riding away." But I forget if they did one without or not. Anyways, but it was cheeky. It was cheeky that he took 2. I thought
for sure.
For sure. But that was just I think it reminded me similar of that scene in 9. Was it 9 when he goes into the forest when Elizabeth asks him to go check on Lucas or whatever, and it's kind of like they're kind of he's like cheeky with her or whatever, and I think that was a similar scene. He was kind of cheeky with her.
Yeah, when he has to go find Lucas again.
Yeah. Wow. He's just helping out. And
anything for love.
Anything for love. That's what he says. And what else? So then the banana bread.
The flirty banana bread.
Banana bread. That was
flirty.
One too.
Yeah.
That's what we didn't play it like that at all. And I didn't remember getting that note back from production being like, this was flirty, or there's like
that was
chemistry in this thing. And we're like, really? We're just talking about banana bread. Yeah, because it was Jack's scene about the whole, putting a.
I don't think anybody paid attention to Jack. We were like, what is happening?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I was surprised that I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, it's a lot. Really, a lot of people said it.
Yeah, and even in episode 1, Elizabeth comes into the jail about Scout, and then that's kind of flirty too. So I think the characters
that was, I guess is that when he's like drawing the picture.
Yeah,
and then they're doing the back and forth.
Yeah, that fight.
Yeah, that felt like an old like a trope that kind of works, where you got kind of the curmudgeon guy and the girl is trying to help out or or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I liked that scene. That was pretty funny when he's like, "What?"
That was a good scene.
Fine. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. And I didn't have to wear the serge. I was suspenders unbuttoned actually.
Yeah, you were suspenders unbuttoned.
You might notice
this season.
What?
I was gonna say you might notice at the beginning of seasons, I try to push more for like no surge because it's so hot when we shoot, and I'm like, can we get out of this thing? And then at the end, it's like November, December, and the surge actually is not very warm at all. But I'm not. Right. I don't want to go back into just the Henley. So it usually happens at the tippity top. You'll see, less surge, and then right around episode 5, it's like, oh, he's all surge.
Yeah.
Now we're getting cold.
But I was gonna say you did a little shout out kind of to Suspenders Unbuttoned Nathan in the after show you did with was it Edify, I think.
Edify. Yeah. Oh yeah, I said that when we saw the thing. Yeah.
We noticed.
Well, it was Suspenders Unbuttoned. It's and that was the picture I say that Ricardo took when I'm on the horse or whatever. That was Suspenders Unbuttoned.
We have maybe excessively used that photo.
I see it all. It's a good photo, and I mean, I think
really good photo.
It's Ricardo told me, he's like, you should see if you could post this. Like, it's a pretty good photo or whatever, and it's it's like a working farmer kind of photo is what it seemed like to me, like the working man. So
sure,
I liked it. Sort of.
Sure. You go with working man. I made a magazine cover out of it.
Well, I thought, like he's like.
I made it.
Extreme kind of farmer working man to me. I don't know.
Wait to see. Nathan's going all Mitch. He's going to become a farmer. Dump his job and become a farmer. Right?
I'd put a cowboy hat back on again. I mean, the mountain hat's all right, but I do like the cowboy hat.
I think we should put a cowboy hat back on. I think the votes would be all in on that one.
I don't think we can do that. I don't think the Mounties will be like, yeah, it's fine. Put it on again. I think it's got to be cowboy. We could do a different look. We could do a cowboy look though. I'll spoil this. There's no cowboy hat in season 11. Okay. So I will say that.
Maybe season 12.
Season 12. Yeah. Season 12.
We'll
maybe knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I've got wood right here in my cedar closet.
There you go. This is marble, but I'll knock on it anyways. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the next apple juice. I wanted to go down all the food groups for you or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, that was another one that was just apple juice. I thought it was supposed to be comical, like that was the only thing she had because the kids were
right
in the house and everyone's like the apple juice scene, the apple. It's so funny what is seen. Or like what people hold on to or grab on to.
I'll tell you why. It's because Erin said one of her favorite scenes to shoot involved apple juice. So when that scene came out,
it's the apple juice
scene.
That was such a fun scene to shoot in a way that was there was a cut. They did a cut for time. When she kind of offers Nathan apple juice and then like they're sitting down, she's pouring. But like we shot that right to the table and on this show, like I said before, there's so many characters and a lot of the stories get condensed. That scene they just let us kind of do, and they kept all the air and the breath in between the words, and it was just like it was kind of a great scene full of unsaid things and yeah, it just felt like there was stakes and the setup was real natural how they got there too. Like it was just it was a super fun scene, and Erin's so good at I really like her as a scene partner. Like she's just so good at listening and reacting to whatever you're doing, and she doesn't have anything planned in her head, or if she does, I don't see it. So she's great that way. But yeah, we just kind of got to breathe in that scene, and there's the show just, for what it is, those scenes are far and few between.
Right.
So yeah, that was one of my favorite ones to shoot too, because I mean, it's a little actory that we just kind of get to sit there and talk to each other. But I felt both Nathan and Elizabeth had these things to say to each other, and they were kind of saying things by not using different words to say that. Yeah, it was like what's under the surface of all this.
Yeah, saw you in Faith dancing. That was it.
Yeah.
Like,
and finding the right balance too, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I really like that scene as well too.
I think leaving all those moments you were talking about really made us feel like almost the heaviness,
right.
of what was not being said and what they would maybe like to say but can't say because she's engaged, or all the confusion there. So yeah, it was a loaded scene.
It was a loaded scene. Yeah. And the things that she was kind of going through, you're right, like she couldn't say any of that to Nathan, so it was just like you saw her kind of grappling with whatever, and then something about apple juice would come out, or something, about they'd be laughing about something, and all of a sudden, like, somebody would say something really earnest, and then you're like, what do we do now? And then panic and leave. Like, it just felt
really
real.
Earnest, like, I'm gonna give up on love.
Yeah. Well, it was him kind of being like, maybe there's, he's feeling sorry for himself, but I mean, it was just an honest moment. It was just a brief bit of that he realizes that she saw, and then they had to get out of there. So
yeah.
Let me get out of here and leave my daughter on your sofa. So now I'm gonna have to come back.
Why was I gonna carry her out of there? So
as a parent, though, you do get stuck with that sometimes.
Yeah.
I do wonder how far down the row houses Nathan does live from Elizabeth's row house.
It's hard to know. It's hard to know.
I wonder.
Yeah. How far do you think Nathan lives?
Well, how many do you think there are? I mean,
well, in the past they said 12.
Oh, really?
But, they're all computer
the whole town fits in those 12 row houses.
Everybody bunks together. We live with Ned and Florence. They get the bottom, we get the top. I don't know how many there are. In reality, there's two, right? And, yeah.
Well, there used to be 3, but they, that. Yeah, the schoolhouse is the third row.
Yeah.
Before my time, when I showed up, the schoolhouse was there. No way, that schoolhouse is huge. There's no that was a row house.
Well, they added onto the front of it to make that like entryway area, and
I see. Yeah.
The steeple used to be on top of the Mercantile. That used to be the church.
Wow, I didn't know. I was talking to one of our focus pullers, and he was kind of telling me about even the land that we shoot on. I was like, what is the old? Because I think the Mountie office has to be the oldest building. Like, it just seems so dilapidated compared to a lot of the other buildings. But actually, the oldest building, here's a little when goes to trivia, is the doctor's office, is the infirmary.
Oh, really?
Apparently that was an actual house at one point, and the saloon was a barn. And that when it was just like the barn and the house or whatever, that was with the two things. And then they kind of added everything. Yeah. Well, and I don't know, you guys, if you ever do go to the Hardy's, the reunion thing where they take everybody in to see everything, you can completely see that the saloon used to be a bar. Like, it's so huge, and it's got the 2 levels or whatever. And that's why we do like so many group scenes in there, because it's just, there's a couple places that are so hard to shoot. I'll tell you one thing that I'm glad I don't really have to shoot in anymore is the newest one they built was that the pharmacy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, 2 setups. You can either go this way or you can go this way, and that's because you've got the counter here, and it's just, you can't really move around a lot. It's tough. Lucas's office is a tough one too to shoot because it's quite condensed. Yeah. I give it to the directors who try to give you new stuff in those buildings, but it's, other than the saloon, you can do a bit in the Mountie office, I guess. The Mercantile, because you can do the back, and there's the back and the front, and then the church. There's actually quite a bit of stuff you can do in the church too. And the Abigail's, or the cafe and everything. But yeah. Anyways, give it up to the directors is what I'm saying.
Right. Too bad about the pharmacy soda fountain. It should have been big enough to have like booths and stuff in it, because it's very 1920s on point.
Yeah, it does look very good, doesn't it? It looks great. I do think it looks great when the kids did that food fight scene. It looks really great. But I wish it was a tad bigger. Yeah.
Probably everyone wishes it was a tad bigger.
Yeah. Did it used to be the dress shop? I think was that.
Oh, is that what?
Maybe.
I think it used to be the Dottie's dress shop or whatever.
Okay, that's not very big.
No, it's tiny. Danny.
Yeah, and to fit 2 counters in it. Okay, so last time you were on, you did mention a Notebook reference. So now that we've seen,
did I? Oh my God! I really gave away a bunch of stuff.
But we didn't know. Like, we literally didn't know what to do with any of it.
I don't even know if we caught that you said that, really. But you
so we were rewatching.
What?
Till we were rewatching everything.
Until we were rewatching, yes. But we're gonna just go with it's the "What do you want" scene in the church.
No,
where we were all like, "What is happening?"
Come on.
It was the voting booth scene. What are you talking about? Don't maybe I'm not talking about the Notebook. Don't they vote in the Notebook?
Don't they vote in the Notebook?
They say, "What do you want?"
I'm kidding.
It's been a while, but I don't think so.
There's a lot of "What do you want?" Except for he screams it.
And yeah, I didn't get to scream it, but we did get to a push in, which was really fun. You know, it was the push in on Aaron, and then like the pull out on Nate.
Very effective.
I think the whisper is more effective than the yelling.
Yeah. Well, we tried. I think there was a couple where we tried a bit more like forceful. I remember Peter being like, "I think you should be like, we're pretty close, and this is more kind of where it should be." And yeah, it did. It was. It ended really nicely with going forward and going back.
All the way down to
yeah, and just kind of leaving her there, just
stuck against she's stuck against the desk.
Well, not stuck, but I mean, yeah, like she just kind of pressed with a question, because she was just deflecting it. It was almost like tennis, like you're hitting all these balls and she's deflecting them all until at the end there's no rackets, and it's like just answer the question. So. Yeah, it was a
good scene.
It was a fun scene to shoot.
There's maybe been one or two edits from that scene.
Yeah,
just a couple. That's the teaser that came out after the episode before it, and Julie and I
was surprised they used. I was surprised they used it.
Yeah, I was surprised they dropped that too.
They dropped that one. They dropped the voting booth scene. We were like,
honestly, like Nathan and Elizabeth, they used a lot in the promos. They didn't kind of leave anything to just kind of watch and see. The voting booth scene, that's another one that got that one got like cut up like crazy. It was much longer, and it was I thought it was a little it was better when it was uncut, I thought. But again, there was just so much stuff happening in 12, and they had to cut stuff up or whatever. But I liked the double shot of us both looking forward, like the time where they can finally talk to each other after that, after the Notebook scene, when they're finally like apologizing and they're not looking at each other, which is I like that idea too, where they're just kind of by themselves in the voting booth. But yeah, it would have been nice if we got, like I said, in the apple juice scene. See, now I'm doing all the apple juice in the banana. But like if we did that in the final one, where we had time to kind of take the breaths and but as is TV, you can only do so much, and everybody works to kind of give the best product, but you're under constraint for time and commercials and all this other stuff, so
gotta let the commercials
I feel like people also got what was kind of going on too.
Right.
Yeah. There's not much left to speculate about, really. Like, we get it.
Who knows? We got 11. Anything could happen at 11. I think now, it's anything's kind of open. Like, you have no idea what's going to happen in 11, or maybe you do. I don't know. But it
somebody's going to have to do what they're afraid to do. Someone's got it.
That is hanging in the library.
It's literally hanging. So it's been hanging there since season 6. It's an arc that is unfinished.
Yeah. And Meg, that could be a theme for 11. Is starting to take action instead of starting to move forward, and running away from fear, leaving fear behind. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just gonna.
Fingers crossed.
I'm just rolling. Yeah. Who knows?
Oh, go ahead, Julie.
I'm like, do I get to ask some questions today? So at the end of episode 12, you talked about this in the after show, end up at, we'll tell you what we call this at the I Love You log. And you talked about how, they set it up exactly the same.
Yeah.
There is nothing left to the imagination. We know where you're at, right?
Wait, you know where what? What are you talking
We're
about?
at that log where Nathan spills his heart, and
that's where they are again.
Yes.
So that was, I remember one of the writers on the show, Allie. She is a Hardy, and she she watches the show, and I remember her, or maybe it was Aaron told me that she said like at the final, that like the scene should be at that log. The Hardys will realize where it is, and I was like, no, they're not. They're not going to realize it's just and 100%. Everyone's like, that's
no one needs to be told.
That's where. But again, that got cut up a little bit too, because I mean, I think if you looked at the, maybe you guys posted, or somebody posted like a side by side of that one and what ended season 10. And you got the full ride down in 8. You didn't really get the ride down. And I thought it was more iconic to see like the Mountie riding down the hill, but whatever, because of time. Time constraint. And then before they could say anything, Bill shows up.
Bill's got Florence's part in this.
Exactly. And then he's like, I need you guys, and we take off. You'll see what happens.
Lucas had bright lights showing at him, and
what could that be?
Yet.
Well, you don't know.
We don't know, but
that could have been a car moving slowly at him as he's saying, like, "What are you doing?" And then,
and they just keep going.
And they just keep going. I mean,
I don't think Bill would ride out excitedly to haul them. So then we get
No. He's not flattened by a car. I'll say that he's not flattened by a car. But who knows? Who knows what was behind that light? Maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. But what were they going to say to each other before?
Yeah, we were all like, could they have said something?
There was one draft that kind of came. I mean, there was a lot of that scene in particular. Kind of went through a few drafts, and it just goes so fast, and there's only so many words that could be said. And one of the, it's like Nathan being like, Elizabeth, what are you doing here? Nathan, what are you doing here? And then Bill shows up and like, Bill, what are you doing here? Like everybody's just like, what's going on?
What are you doing here? And how did they get there? They just randomly got there. Ghost Jack.
That's the magic of. Why did those two characters get there? Yeah, and they just had a
Ghost Jack sent them.
Well, maybe she did talk a lot to Jack this season.
She did talk a lot to him.
She did.
And then she ended up. She was talking to Jack. She ended up there. Nathan ends up there. We're all going with Ghost Jack at this point. So
it could be. That could be 11. That could be 11. That Ghost Jack.
Sent you.
Is there?
Jack is back.
Ghost Jack is back. I don't know. But they never saw a body, so we don't know. We don't know.
People are like, we didn't see a body, so.
There are a lot of people saying that, yes.
Since I've joined the show,
absolutely.
I've heard lots of times that there's not a body, and you know what? There isn't. They haven't found one. So I mean, I don't want to pull anything away. Like I said, this is where I operate here. There's many decisions that happen up here, and I just going to do what I'm told. But
they buried him. He's buried.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Nathan wasn't on the show then. So.
All right, I want to talk about the log scene because.
The lock scene?
The log.
Oh, the log.
Yep.
Oh, the log. Yeah.
So like we just mentioned, it mirrored the scene in season 8 where Nathan spills his heart, and as fans, we noticed a lot of other scenes that kind of felt like they were mirroring past Elizabeth and Nathan scenes. So, did you notice that as well? And was that intentional?
Wait, what scenes are you talking about? I mean, clearly that last one, you're right.
Right.
That was intentional.
There is a document floating around. But there were even little moments like in season 7, before Jesse and Clara get married, there's like that umbrella scene where Elizabeth comes out and Nathan's right there. She comes out of the saloon and they almost bump into each other. And then something similar happened again in season 10.
Yeah.
So just like these little moments, it almost felt like nods back to seasons.
It doesn't matter who has been the showrunner or the writer, that it does feel to me again, I'm just doing what I'm told, that Nathan and Elizabeth always find each other in, they don't always like seek each other out, but they're always, either bumping into each other, or even like the apple juice scene is a great kind of example. It was like life or circumstance that kind of got them together at that table, like it was Allie lost little Jack and Nathan had to go find him. And, it was, and I will say for Jada's benefit, that scene where she lost little Jack was longer than like, she didn't just give up after like what I think it was like 2 seconds. She's like, oh my God, he's gone. Like she looked around, it got caught up. Yeah. It wasn't just like, no kid, I'm out of here. But but again, like circumstance outside of their control, maybe Ghost Jack, tends to bring them together. So, whether that's a theme that's recurring since they have both been on the show, but you might see a bit more of that in 11.
Okay, yeah. They ended up back with the turnips over by the produce.
Back with the turnips. Yeah. I think it was Aaron's idea too to hold on to that theme.
Oh, that was. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
I probably had to edit that.
Yeah, well, because you're talking about like when Nathan, like season 7 or whatever, I'm holding on to this fruit. I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. I'd give it back to Ed, who's playing the
you wait for her to cross the street all by herself with the kids.
Yeah, and I was just like looking for something to do that was just like, what am I going to do?
I want to go help her cross the street.
And then everyone was like, what is that thing he was holding? So Aaron's like, I'm going to hold this thing. I think it's super funny. Yeah.
That took me like 3 seconds to make a double edit of that.
Yeah. They're both just big onion fans. Or I don't even think that's an onion. Aaron told me what that fruit
it looks like a turnip on screen. Who knows what it is?
It does look like a turnip. It's not. It's called something else.
Okay. Well, a bok. Is it a bok?
No, it's not bok choy.
No, not bok choy.
Yeah.
No, but it's I don't know. I've never heard of it, but
okay,
it does. It looks like a giant turnip, though. Doesn't it?
It looks like a giant turnip on screen. Yeah. We're staying with it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it makes another appearance.
Well,
all that fruits I think about, it's all been there. It's been there.
It's been there.
I joined the show, so it's still there, and we can find.
Come back.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go get a turnip together.
Maybe they'll have a dinner and it'll just be a
that would be
they're cutting into gold.
Yeah, something needs to. There, my husband has one thing that bothers him about Winkle's Heart.
Yeah,
it's that Lucas left the dishes out back.
He left the dishes. Like when they were having like a dinner. And
he's like, just leave the dishes out back. He's like, no.
Yeah, the next morning the raccoons are just destroyed.
The bears are on the frontier. Come on.
Yeah, but Lucas is like he's loaded. He doesn't care. I mean, he's like, buy new dishes.
My cousin will clean them up tomorrow.
Yeah, he's fine. I would do the same thing. We'll get them. I will buy new dishes. That's fine. Yeah, I forgot about that. They leave this.
The dishes. It's like a no on that
maybe
one.
Maybe it got cut. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe there was a cleanup scene. It got cut.
I know what else I want to say. The bee safes next back and forth to each other. Bee
safes.
Yeah.
I was watching something. Somebody told me something about the bee safes and this idea that it's their thing, and it is their thing. I think Aaron and I came up with that. I'm pretty sure. Or no, did she used to say? I don't know. What's the history?
Say it a lot.
Yeah. Like they've said it back and forth to each other so many times.
Nathan and Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, but now the timing is getting real. Like,
well, that was added too. So that be safe at the end of the notebook scene that wasn't written, and we both were like, "Oh, we think this needs a be safe." Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Because that was for everyone. Like everyone's.
Yeah. And I think when we started doing it, people weren't really kind of catching on, or it was just whatever. But now it's clearly become.
People were catching on.
Are you? It's become a clear, like, their own way to say that they kind of care about each other. So yes, they are
Be safe.
The be safes are starting to be plentiful. Yes.
Well, and even the Apple thing has gone back and forth. You know,
Apple.
Nathan brought her an apple.
Oh yeah.
And then we turned it into apple juice. Apparently.
You're right. It'll be apple pie. It'll be apple pie in season 11, and then I don't know.
Apples for the teacher.
Applesauce. Well, let's look at this. We got
Nathan's horse is Newton.
Oh wow! This is like a deep dive into.
Well, physics was such
conspiracy.
A big part. Yeah, physics was such a big part of season 1. So there were physics seasons. She was teaching physics, Newton's laws of gravity. She's throwing her shoes off the saloon tables. She's standing on top of the tables, dancing on top of the tables, teaching class. Throwing shoes down.
Well, this is a great deep dive into this stuff. I don't even see this. You feel like you guys have like a board that like the strings that are in the conspiracy theories are like so and so.
I was gonna say there could be one.
Yeah. Good. And maybe there is. Again, I'm here and everybody's like this. So there could be.
The Newton's laws of gravity was a big thing in season 1. Even like Julie, who is Elizabeth's sister, played by Charlotte Hagel, which was lovely.
Came back.
Oh, fun to
see.
love
her. She's
great.
She's so love her. She's beautiful, and we love her. But one of her lines in season 1 is like her and Jack were being drawn together, like the Earth and the Moon, which is laws of physics, gravity. So it's been there for a long time. We're not making,
There you go.
There you
go. There you go.
So, did we just end at 12? That's end at 12. Nothing else happened in that season.
No,
that was it.
Nothing else happened. We got one baked good though.
What
cookie?
The cookie.
What cookie? You said that cookie before. What cookie are we talking about?
The cookie was
on the playground.
On the playground.
Oh yeah, another. It was a hot day, so I remember saying, "Can I come around the corner?" I think actually what that was too was. Nathan was supposed to go and play with a bunch of the kids, with Allie and little Jack, and I was like, I don't want to wear the gun as I'm coming around the corner. Then I was like, I'm not going to wear the gun, and with that, let's maybe say he's like on a lunch break out of his, thing, because I just thought that was a bad idea.
Was a good decision-making tree.
Yeah, and that actually was. I think I did put the cookie in my mouth on that one and walk away.
You did.
Yeah. I'm going to eat all the time. Oh, yeah. Did you? Oh, yeah. That was a fun scene. That was a cute scene, too, to play with the kid. Jada is just really good with Highland. Like, they play a lot on set. And, they're really great together.
Yeah. Well, in that scene, we were able to kind of say, like, okay, we're not making this up. Elizabeth is staring.
It really did kind of just, like, roll slowly enough, and again, who knows what's happening in 11? I don't want to say if we're going in a certain direction or not, but it rolled slowly enough that you're like, what's happening? Like, what is going on? And there's some people that were just saying no, and there's some people saying like a hearty yes, and it rolled out. It rolled out in a way that was incredibly surprising, I think, to everybody. 11, this penultimate episode was just like, I don't think anybody saw that happening.
Right.
I think everyone, if you did, you were thinking maybe it's going to be in 12 and something's going to happen or whatever. But the fact that it happened in 11 was just like
I love a good penultimate episode. Like,
it was. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, boy, wow, I can't believe we're doing this in 11. Like, this is, And 12 is a bit more of like a sizzle as after so much happened in 11.
Yeah.
But it was a good storytelling technique.
Yeah, Elizabeth had a big journey too, like emotionally. I loved Elizabeth with Henry.
And then, oh my God, Mark was just incredible.
Mark was always incredible.
Yeah, but it's like specifically, I thought this season he was really good. I mean, that guy's been being redeemed. Like his third season of redemption. This poor man, needs to be redeemed.
I've been redeemed. Yeah. Let's all sing it together.
Yeah, but he like, I mean, this was some great stuff. That scene with Molly's daughter in the church, and it came and held the hand. I was like, Rosaline, and even when she confronts him in the barn. And that lighting that he got on his face, I was like, why can't I get that? That was like a cool Batman. Like it looked so good. Like the light was kind of coming,
he's always got to be lit like that. I mean,
he's got like that intensity, like light happening.
Yeah.
That was great. And I really liked that scene at the end with Martin and Aaron on the that was another one that just seemed like there was more to be said that was actually being said, and it was that was a nice scene as well. And then actually what we're talking about, I mean, I think Aaron and Pascal's scene too,
that was
in
so
11
good.
where she just kind of crumbles.
Good. Yeah, we haven't actually seen. So that was new this season after a couple of seasons without those kind of emotional depths, like to see Elizabeth really just do the depth, and she needed to do Rosemary. That's what it had to be with, right?
Yeah, I think really across the board. I mean, regardless kind of what you thought about the storyline, if you're for or against it, but like the acting, I thought this season was so really good. Strong, and and the scenes were kind of it was people did a really great job with what they were given this season, and
we thought the acting was spectacular. We love the ranges, and we love the strong acting, and Aaron and Martin too. Those scenes were just so good.
Yeah.
Even just him standing there and watching her, he's like, I see you and I'm calling you without saying any words.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's another thing too. Like, I've seen stuff that says Nathan was the one that pushing her, but like Martin was Henry was the first one to really
push him. Henry was one.
Yeah, I see what's happening, and
so
it was almost a collective thing. It was a lot of people in the town being like, "Is this, It's this like she really didn't want to come to that conclusion. She was really fighting against it because, it's heartbreaking to be in something like that where no matter what you do, somebody's going to get hurt. Like you can keep quiet and it might get worse down the line, or or it's really that idea of like, it's sometimes. I don't know. It was human in a way too, that like we've all kind of been in a spot where you want to listen to your own heart, but that you're going to hurt other people doing it. So maybe like, do you stay quiet? Do you live for yourself? Do you like what is the right choice? Not saying like maybe she didn't. Whatever you think, if she made the right one or she didn't make the right one, it's just it's such a human thing that. We've all been there where you have to make a decision that affects more than just yourself, and my heart, breaks for the person that has to do that. And Aaron did a great job of going through all that, fighting that.
Yeah. I think that scene where she goes in and shuts the door and cries, that was like,
Aaron. Where she? In the library.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone's like, look up. And then that scene's going to have somebody's going to have to look at that plaque.
Yes, she did not look at that sign.
Yeah.
Maybe needs to polish that thing enough.
Oh, yeah. But I do think that, and it's funny that the picture, that the poster of 10 that they talked about, people thought it was like Elizabeth was crying, and how fitting that kind of is, and not intentional when it was shot, right? It was just like Aaron was crying. It was just the lighting. But had she been, and that would have been a very,
Well, that was such a pivotal moment for Elizabeth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She knows. Yeah. She knows. She's got she knows it. Like you, and I love that Henry sees it play out.
Yeah.
Like you watch Henry know. He knows what's going on with her, and then he's just there for her to listen. So those are, I love the acting. The acting this season was.
And you really get the people that have been on the show the longest, kind of pushing her, like Pascal and or Rosemary and Henry are the one,
pushing her.
pushing her. Nathan did the little walk up and the thing, but really, and especially with like
the little walk up. That was
the Rosemary walk up.
Big walk up.
The big walk up.
Big walk up. It was so good.
But again, she's like, she batted him away, and she's like, no, this is what I want. And it was really that last, that tea or whatever she was drinking at night when Rosemary comes in, where it was just kind of all, came out. Yeah. And I think maybe that's what was so great too about this season with the acting, that there was a lot of like just the actors being able to just sit down and talk to each other again, like that scene or right. The scene with Martin and Aaron on the porch, like it was just about actors sitting down and talking to each other. So yeah, I thought it was really strong. Yeah, I thought it was really strong this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and it was great to see Henry there because, like my favorite Henry season is season 1 because I love mean Henry.
Bad Henry is fantastic. Yeah.
Bad Henry is so good.
Well, you can't go back to Bad Henry now. He's been redeemed for the last 3 seasons.
I love that intensity.
The last 9 years, yeah.
Yeah.
You love that intensity that Martin can bring into the screen.
Yes. Yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah.
He's
great.
So I think we really do need to find a baddie in When Calls the Heart right now. We need like a stable.
A new one, a stable baddie.
Yeah, a stable one.
The bad guy Nathan got this year, he was like in
kindergarten.
Oh, I know. Well, he was great. I will say he was great. Oh no, which one? We're talking.
You got the gun, take the gun away.
Yeah. Oh,
what do we call him, farmer. Julie? Hot Harry.
There was Hot Harry.
That guy was a good-looking guy.
And there was the old guy that you flipped the gun out from.
Yeah, you're right. Nathan didn't get too much like Mountie stuff. I was surprised. I mean, I thought that the gentleman that played the farmer was great. He was intense, and it was it made sense that he was kind of getting screwed over by the water company or the Union City Water. And he had a shotgun, so like it doesn't matter who's behind it. But when we're doing this scene where like Nathan's looking through the spyglass, the spyglass, and then they're getting shot at, and the farmer takes off, and we're like, oh, we'll never catch him. Why are we getting on the horses? We could surely catch this man. It was I was surprised. There was no gun flips. Let's say there was no gun flips this year. I did miss, but did I? Oh,
yeah, you did.
But I didn't get to do like the John Wayne Terminator gun flip. That was one of my favorite things.
Impersonation.
Yeah, on a horse going. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There is some Mountie stuff in 11. Definitely, there is a pretty great climactic Mountie thing that happens in 11. So hopefully that does something. Nathan's got his own kind of storyline going on in 11, but there is a climactic Mountie
event
thing.
We're excited to have his own storyline.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, there's some good stuff in 11. I think you guys will definitely be happy.
Yay. I wanted to. We were talking about the poster, and I just kind of wanted to shout out Julie's hot tub edit.
There's a hot tub. Oh,
right. Because our first thoughts when we saw
I did see this.
Poster is like, okay, so we're getting a hot tub.
I'm like, there's a hot tub on Elizabeth's left shoulder. Clearly, I'm going to have to start editing.
But we didn't know, like, it was really going to be a thing where people are going to sit and have their drinks out by the hot springs.
Yeah.
So it was literally shout out to the hot tub.
Yeah, and I think didn't you put like the one where Nathan's got his like,
and then it comes
Ben
out.
Too.
And Ben too.
Did Ben, you put Ben in there?
And then the ladies, Kayla Amanda, and then I put them in the other one. We had to throw a few red cups around as a nod to Brian Bird's, one of his partners, Brandon Clark.
Red cup, like a red solo cup kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, red solo cups. I had to put some solo cups out there. And then they release a promo photo and it's like almost identical to one of my edits. Everybody's like, Julie.
Check this out.
I'm like, I'm at work. What's up? They're like, oh my gosh, it's like identical.
Those hot springs. And that first, I was just trying to, remember Bill ends up like falling back into it in the first one?
Yeah.
Jack almost took his head off on that. Like that, he had this whole idea he wanted to like, submit and just kind of like, fall back and release. And they're like, okay. And I thought he was going to knock himself out. I couldn't believe how, like, he inches from the rock.
I mean, that can't be very big, right? It's pretty small. Yeah.
It was, he's a professional. That's a pro right there. He doesn't care. He's going to get that shot, and then he's going to get on his private jet and go home. That's a professional.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had some fun. Did the hot springs come back in season? I'm like, what season did you do? 11.
They don't go anywhere. They're not. I don't
prominent.
Think they're as prominent as the first. I mean, they were all supposed to be the catalyst or the beginning of the whole water idea that they're the water's being stolen. So no, there's a whole new story afoot. Actually, and I will say they keep it. You guys have been saying you've been watching since the beginning, and I think there's a lot of treats and Easter eggs in there for you this season, for the people that have been with this show for so long. There is, there's a lot of, I'll just say that there's a lot of Easter eggs in there.
We love an Easter egg,
and we get to put some faces to some people that we haven't seen yet, and it's pretty great. It's very good.
Faces to people we haven't seen yet, huh?
That's interesting.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who shows up in town?
I can't say it anymore. I'm sure illegally I've said too much anyway. So that's all.
We'll start making a list. Who haven't we seen?
Yep.
The list is short already.
It's very short list.
No, I said that and I was like, oh, wait a minute. How many people have we talked about?
I don't know what we're talking about. There's Easter eggs. We're going to go with Easter eggs. We love a good Easter egg.
We love a good Easter egg.
One of our favorite questions on the podcast. Leave us an Easter egg. So your Easter egg is there's Easter eggs.
My Easter egg is that there's a few Easter eggs for you.
Perfect.
Actually, remember I said that. Exactly.
Okay.
I just said it.
Perfect. Okay. Everyone remember that.
Just remember it. Just trust me and remember that.
I feel like we should just talk real quick about the wedding dress scene.
Oh yeah. The wedding dress, the puffy white marshmallow wedding dress.
With big bows on the shoulders and
Yes. That's another one that did get cut down as well. From what I remember, I think it was a bit longer. There was more like Pascal was more in the middle of that whole thing.
Love it.
And again, that was fun to shoot though. Pascal is Rosemary is a lot. Yeah. and as she was like, avert your eyes. Oh,
that was a callback to a previous season also. So
was it?
Yeah, that she did that in the dress shop with Jack and Elisa.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, that was. It was. I think we knew what we were doing in that scene, and I think it was. I think it worked.
Yeah. No, that scene. People love that scene, and you love it because they set it up as this dress is so awful, but Nathan just doesn't see that, right? He's just like,
yeah.
You look great. And so then I just had to do Eric Clapton, "You Look Beautiful Tonight," right?
Good choice. Did you put that to that?
That one's like
the Hungry Eyes one. I thought that's such.
That one was really good.
That is such a good song.
It is a good song.
That was a great edit. Julie did that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great song too. I was like, I like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of classic rock thrown along this.
That's great. Yeah, no, that was a fun scene. That was a fun scene to shoot, and it was nice when they wrote that in, and there was a picture Aaron sent me in the dailies when we did that thing, and it was just Pascal's hand like in front of Nathan's
perfect.
face. Yeah,
best shot of the day.
Yeah, it was very funny. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's what you want to talk about? Or do you have a question? Or that was
no, I wanted to bring it up. Yeah.
Because we all loved it.
Yeah.
No, it was a great scene, and it's kind of fun, and the mirrors come back again in that scene too. Yeah. So,
and again too, like, just the face, like he was just going over to see when Allie could come over, like it was
convenient. Organic.
It just happened organically that he was like, gonna knock on the door and she opens the But isn't that he was about to knock and then like Pascal opens
the door.
Like, oh, and then it's just like she's ready. He doesn't even have a chance to like compose himself. He's just kind of like caught. And then she like they both are. They're just like, oh. And that's a through line I think that happens a lot with those two characters. They're just life just puts them in certain predicaments.
Right.
Right. Yeah, she's like, they sent the wrong dress, and he's like, you look great, and I'm like, oh man.
I would say that with Nathan and Elizabeth, I would say with those characters, I would say they're better when they get put into a situation that they didn't expect, and they have to like they don't have time to think about saying something or like him saying the wrong thing or her like pushing away or like whatever it is, and they're just like in a moment. Unguarded for a second. That's kind of I think that's a strength that they have. Yeah. It just came to me while we were talking. So
no, but like that's what they have a lot of depth between them. There's a lot of range, a lot of fun, and a lot of sadness too. I mean, they both have a lot of sadness in their life, and it gives a big range. So it's fun to watch as a viewer.
Well, that's great. I'm happy you guys enjoyed it. That's great. And I hope you enjoy 11 as well. I think there's a lot of good stuff in there for everybody across the board. And I mean, I just saw one of the cuts tonight when I was just kind of finishing ADR. So
and you liked it?
Pretty good. Easter eggs.
So where do you think we left Nathan at the end of 10? Yeah, like in his head space.
I mean, I can't tell you that. You'll have to find out in 11. You'll see where he goes. I think, I think you'll see in 11 where his headspace is. Yeah. It. I'm not gonna say anything. You'll see.
I'm gonna say I did love the way like out of order. I did love the way some of those scenes were like shot. That cookie scene, and then Elizabeth just rolls right into this with Rosemary. And
I think that was another one that was more of a oneer, and then again it got caught up. John used to do that too, and Tinker was on the show too. He'd write these longer scenes that had to be shot in a wide and a long in a oneer, and the problem with that too sometimes is if the network doesn't like it, or if somebody doesn't like it, it gets cut up and you kind of don't get to see like that. One great thing. So Paul, one of the writers on the show, Lindsay's partner, used to write for The West Wing, which is the show that began the giant walk and talk, right? So every now and then we get a couple of those, and sometimes they make it in, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it gets caught up, and sometimes it has to be cut up because a plane is flying over, or something happens where you gotta cut out of that scene. But I think all actors really love that, because this format is so condensed that like we do like 2 pages a scene or something like that, and we kind of move on, and a lot of it's like you do a little snippet and then you turn and do a little snippet and put it all together. So when you can do something like that where somebody turns into the shot and then she turns away from the same shot, and then all of a sudden Pascal's there, and then it makes it seem more like a town. Like it makes it seem like there's people around, and it's it's bustling a bit more. I like it when that can happen, and you do some walk and talks. And there was one. Did it happen? It was with Nathan and Faith, and Newton is following.
Yes, that was season 9.
Season 9.
Yeah.
That horse. We just did it once, and they're like, "That's it. We got to move on." Like the horse did exactly for the horse.
Follows right behind.
Yeah, like a dog. Like he was just like, and he found the the negative space between us.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Yeah, so they were like, that's a winner. We're not gonna go in for coverage at all for that. And so when it works out, it's really great. I think they are trying to do some more cinematic stuff this season too. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it looks out. Again, like you shoot something and then it goes through. There are a lot of cooks in the When Calls the Heart kitchen, so it's you don't always see it the way it's what the actors do sometimes gets processed into something else for the better or worse. Sometimes, like, who knows? But it really, like, it's a collaborative thing with the editors and the writers and the actors, the directors and the everybody, producers. So it's not always what you think it is at the end. But I think I think some of the stuff I've seen looks pretty cinematic and really nice. So
love that.
Yeah.
Love that. I mean, it's fun. You have that great set there, and not everybody has that. So, right?
No, we're lucky.
No, you are, and you have the land to shoot on, and all those pieces. Like that, not every show's got that. So,
I know. Use it. No, I know. It's pretty nice. It's the most. I guess the most normal, for lack of a better word, normal job as an actor that you just kind of go to the same spot. Like, it's our outdoor studio, but it's it's our 9 to 5, it's Monday to Friday, you go out there, you shoot that thing, you get your weekends off to be with your family and you just go to the same spot. You don't have to move around to different locations. So that's really nice with our show, that it's all just takes place in the same outdoor studio.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And Hope Valley, it's its own character in the story, right? So it
really has become its own character. Like, since I've joined the show, it's gotten facelifts here and there. The saloon was the last one. Now it's like blue inside and it's completely different. And,
so it's like, it's got booze, it's got seats.
Yeah, and you've got the pharmacy now, and there's again
barbershop.
It's a barbershop. You're right. Yeah, that's actually a great set too. I do like the barbershop. Yeah. More so for the mirrors. It's fun. I like that one shot where Nathan was shaving his mustache and like May comes in and like it was shot.
And then you
just playing with mirrors.
We might have noticed.
It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna bring this mustache back. No.
Bring it. Just go on full beard.
Maybe we'll go full beard. We'll go like a long Viking beard next year.
I'm sure Hallmark will love that.
They'll love it. Vikings are in. Minnesota Vikings.
Let's go. Go Vikings. We're not very good, and we got quarterback problems.
There should be like a Hallmark Viking movie.
They're really popular on Netflix. The Viking movies are.
You're right. And Hallmark should capitalize. We should capitalize on it.
There you go.
Christmas under the Nordic stars.
Well, let's just shoot a movie.
In a longboat. Christmas in a longboat under the Nordic stars.
In a longboat. Right. We'll come across.
I think before Christmas was even invented, we should do it. I think it.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a little Frozen looking, like. Let it snow.
But look how good Frozen did. The movie Frozen did really well. So again, you're only upping this idea.
All right, start working on it.
Start with an epic song. Let's start with an epic, men working song.
As they like row. It writes itself. It writes it. Yeah, we'll open up with Les Mis. Have you seen Les Mis? That's how we're gonna open up our Hallmark movie.
Because that'll work. But I'm saying, just a good men's working song. That's that's what Frozen opens to. So let's go. Let's write with one of those and get all the guys singing. I mean, Mike Hickam clearly sings, and Nathan apparently sings. How does Allie not know Nathan sing? Have you lived in a house with a singer?
Well, there's a little bit of that. Maybe. Never mind. I can't say anything. I can't say anything about 11. But you're right. How does Allie not know?
Not know.
How does
not know? You live in a house with a singer. You know that they sing. They spontaneously combust.
Just go into song when you're trying to have a serious conversation with them, and they just break into song, and you're like,
that's you. Correct.
I mean this. I don't know. I don't know if it's me.
I bet you spontaneously sing everywhere.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, no, we maybe have that problem at this household. So
just breaking a song.
Well, one of my kids is a vocal music teacher.
You're right.
So I'm like, how do you not know that?
Do people know that he was the one that wrote the song, the intro song?
No.
Well, now let me turn this interview around on you. That's correct, right? The opening to your podcast. My son Josh. Your son wrote the music for that. Genius.
I'm like, quick, write me something because I don't want to have anybody come after me for.
Nobody's gonna come after you. I hope
nobody's watching.
Somebody can go through me. Yeah. No, everybody's watching. What are you talking about?
You can write us a new intro song.
Yeah. I can. No.
Well, what you don't know is that Kevin said before we went live or before we hit record that he was going to make us a new song. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, we're gonna go West Side Story.
Yeah, that's all I got.
No. Did you do anything other than Wind Calls the Heart this year?
You might have.
I did a hockey movie.
Yeah. You kicked off Christmas.
Yeah, we did the kickoff to Countdown to Christmas in October.
on the Friday after the final of Wind Calls the Heart.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
The middle of October.
A Friday is not the greatest, yes.
No, October 20th. October 20th, before Halloween.
Before I even had my Halloween decorations out.
Yeah. It was pretty early, but people love their Christmas movies. We got to put it out. And it was more of like a wintry kind of like love movie. I don't know, Christmassy. There was Christmas involved in it, of course. But
there's fish.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was fish. There was skating. That was a fun movie to shoot. I thought Kim was really great to work with. I really liked the director on that one, and the producing team was really great. And I had fun. And I felt like they let us kind of treat it like a comedy too. I felt like it moved at a pretty good pace, and I thought it just kind of felt grounded. What's that?
We love the comedy.
Yeah. I thought it was really great. That they, there was some stuff that didn't make it in that I thought was kind of goofy, but it had that I really liked. I mean, what I liked about it was the Mighty Ducks type thing where he kind of becomes the coach to the kids, and and those kids were great, by the way. I showed up and they were skating circles around me, and they were
for sure. Those kids are all really good traveling hockey. They all are. So.
And I will say that day that we shot on the rink, there's that scene where it was a scene where he gets picked. Her nephew picks him to play on his team against and he's supposed to find his love again for hockey. Kind of watching this that day, the sun came out way too early, and it was supposed to, and it melted the rink. We had that rink all day, and we lost it at 1 p.m.
Oh no!
Yeah, so we were skating on slush by the end of the. It was there was panic in the air. we got it. But it was it was dicey. There was a lot of people you're skating, and all of a sudden you just hit slush and you flying forward.
Nobody wants to skate on the slush ice. It's not.
It was 40 feet of water below too. So a couple people did go under.
Oh no!
No, of course
that was not. It's just an ice skating rink.
Nobody died making that movie.
You could have come in the Mighty Ducks rink. That's an indoor rink, man.
Yeah,
that's
my high school. The Mighty Ducks starter jacket.
The first one from the movie?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Remember, starter jackets were in. Maybe you're a little young. But...
Oh no, I had an Orlando Magic starter jacket.
Okay, well I had Mighty Ducks.
Did you have Mighty Ducks?
Oh no, I did. Did I? Oh gosh, now I'm going back.
What did you have, Orlando?
I had Orlando. I had the Orlando Magic starter jacket.
What did Eric have? I made a pillow out of his.
He had the Hornets.
Yeah, it's sitting on the bed over there. I made it into a pillow.
We had this conversation.
Really liked his starter jacket.
I feel like they made a Mighty Ducks. I could be wrong. Maybe I just wanted it.
Well, I think I was going to say, they were all basketball. Or were they hockey as well?
Yeah.
Gosh, now I'm Yeah, I'm probably making. I'm old.
I'm trying to think of the same colors that you might have had for that. You said the Hornets. The Hornets are similar. The Suns.
No, I had like it was like those same colors.
Yeah.
All right, forget it, guys.
It's a great story.
Great, it went nowhere.
And with that, and with that,
I'm saying, come and shoot at the Mighty Ducks rink. Then you'll be. That's my high school rink.
Oh, really? Well, let's. After we're done the Viking movie, let's work on that movie, and then we can. Yeah, it'll be great. I hope somebody at Hallmark's listening.
Yeah, let's shoot another hockey movie. No, it was a lot of fun. I liked you and Kim together. That was I liked the banter.
She was great. She was great, and like just a pro comedian too. The stuff that she's done in the past. She was she was really fun. Yeah, that was just super fun, and like the family, like the whole cast of the family was really strong. Yeah,
the grandma.
The grandma. The grandma. Yeah, I liked it that it was like for me, like it was the story, like Scott was the outsider that kind of came in, and it was like this family kind of helped him get over his own kind of deadbeat dad, and really I could get behind the idea of holding on to a dream too long. Like, like when you're so old and you're like, what am I even doing this for anymore? And I liked that aspect of the movie, and then him finding what he really wanted to. So old. Well, just the idea, just the well, I know, but 32 in
hockey,
athletes,
for hockey too. Those guys don't last long.
Yeah, tough. Like, I mean, not that it's not possible. That just that it's like you're really holding on to the dream at that point, and then what is it about that dream that keeps you going? And for him, it was more about proving to his dad that he could do it, and once you kind of found out, when the family helped him and she helped him realize that he was enough, that it was like, I got it. I was like, oh, I like that idea. So
yeah.
That's why I did it.
Yeah. And the fish was fun.
And the fish was fun. The fighting trout that you got right there. I can't wait in a year. I want to see this jersey. And maybe we'll get at least 4 more signatures on it by that time.
Yeah, I'm like, do we sign the jersey or do we write stories in a notebook? Like,
I don't know. You got to do something. Everybody should write their name on it, though. I feel like it should just be covered in names.
I'm not gonna have to send it back.
You're gonna have to send it back to me so I can sign my name.
Yeah, you're gonna have to now.
Because we had a few people. We got maybe a few pictures when we were in Vancouver.
I saw Beat Ted with Peter and
well, then the guys are like, yay, and then
and Victor.
When they grab the jersey, then just give them a minute. They just are gonna go. Victor and Peter.
Yeah, that's
they were funny. Yeah,
they're fun. It's like,
guys.
Okay, yeah, Victor. He's like, I found this in the trash.
Yeah. I know, that's pretty good.
The best part is people were actually worried that he found it in the trash. We're like, no, joking.
You know how amazing that would be if somebody threw in the trash and you guys were just there?
We just happened to be there.
Picked it up. Yeah. Victor found it, brought it back. Well, Peter had it before Victor found it in the trash. So clearly Peter threw it in the trash.
That's all right. At
the fun studio. That was a lot of fun. No, checking it twice was super fun. And okay, come on, we gotta say something first about the eggnog scene. That was
yeah. That what?
Fun to do, the eggnog scene.
Oh yeah, incredibly fun to do. And I feel like they just really let me, just be a goofball at that point. And that was super fun to do. All the comedy in that movie was really great to do, and they didn't really pull us back too much. And the eggnog stuff was great. I mean, that was the most watered down version, I think, what made it on. There was many where I was like spitting it out and doing lots of
blowing bubbles with the eggnog.
Yeah, and then you had to do it again and again. I think it was like a banana cream thing. I just remember the taste starting to really throw me off as we did it. Yeah, because we would have to do that scene 4 or 5 times, and anyways, it was pretty funny. I thought that worked well.
And I like how was kind of like The Outsiders. It started and ended in the same place, right?
Yeah, I like that too, and I thought the ending was pretty cute too. It was very like rom-com-y.
Yes, it actually felt a lot like old school rom-com.
Like, yeah, and I think that's what Hallmark is trying to, get to. They're trying to take a look at what made those '90s rom-coms so great, and try to take some of that formula and put it into what they've got going right now. But yeah, it did seem like that, began at the airport, ended at the airport, had that like cutesy walk up at the end and the cutesy stuff for the kiss, and like they were, the characters too were, it was great. I thought it worked out well.
It was great.
It was it was a well executed like formula for them, and I just thought it worked out really well. Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I was at the airport in Vancouver looking at the magazines, and nothing like that happened.
You kept turning around.
Nobody there.
We're like, where's the hockey player?
Where's the hockey player?
I told you that. No way. There's nothing at the Vancouver airport. I think there's like a big bear or something like that.
There's a totem pole or something.
Totem pole.
There's no
long walk. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of walk. They've got that green carpet there, don't they? They got that like.
It's a lot of green carpet. I don't know. We have a shopping mall in our airport, so there's a whole mall.
No, Vancouver. I mean, I like from Toronto. Toronto has such a big airport, and it took me like Vancouver is for being an international city is quite a small airport, but Vancouver is quite a small. It's like a city with a small town vibe kind of thing. I feel anyway. But yeah, they could update. I think they could update a little bit.
You know what? If they take the carpet out, people aren't going to know where they are.
That's true. It has become a staple. It has become a staple.
We have to give a shout out to Wedding Veil Expectations, because we've also seen that since the last time we chatted with you. So, we loved it. We loved getting to watch Peter and Avery as a married couple.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too. I mean, with Lacey is so great, and Peter who directed it, Peter Benson who gets that. Yeah, that was pretty great. Yeah, I totally forgot that was. So that aired this January.
So almost a year ago.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And they actually had a baby.
And again, they also let us like kind of move into a bit of comedy, like when he hurts his back at the thing, and she's got the roses, and that was fun. And when he doesn't trust his dad, or doesn't trust his mom's boyfriend, that was fun too. To like make eyes at that guy.
Yeah,
Clark. This is very fun. The stare down was spectacular.
Yeah. Wow, that happened at the beginning. That's so crazy. A year flies by. You think.
Just flies right on by. And now we're sad there's no more wedding veils, because whatever.
Well, that we know of. Who knows? I mean, that you tend to get a call a little bit later. You're like, oh, I guess who knows?
You never know.
Who knows?
Maybe
I'll tell you what's the biggest shame of that movie is that Lacey and I haven't got to go to some like destination yet.
It's got a destination.
Victor and Allie get to go to Greece, and the other one was in Italy.
Right?
Autumn and Paulo are in Italy.
A lot of comedy could be going. Traveling with a small child is not easy. So there's a lot of comedy to have. Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna leave the. You're gonna leave the.
Or they're gonna leave the baby, but still.
With grandma and her.
What about if they went to like Greenway or Greenland, and I'm trying to sandwich in our Viking idea with the new
they take a Viking ship.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he's not going for the Viking ship.
Hear me out. They go to Iceland. Actually, Iceland would be a good destination for a Hallmark movie. That Blue Lagoon.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
that would be a good one.
That could be good. You're the only ones who didn't get a destination.
I know. It really only makes sense that we get to go one more time, and then Lacey and I get to go somewhere.
Absolutely, you should get to go somewhere, and we should go with and be like sitting in the back drinking coffee. So,
there you go.
We're down. Victor was talking about it this weekend during the panel.
Oh, really?
Yes, just talking about how everybody really wants one, or maybe like a guy's trip or something.
I heard the guys one would be great. That'd be pretty fun. Like the guys do one thing and the girls do something.
Yeah,
that would be pretty fun.
That would be really, really fun. Or a Christmas movie would be really fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stars to put them all in the Christmas movie. That's a budget buster.
Yeah. Oh man.
We can bust the budget.
The possibilities are endless.
They could take the Viking ship out, all 6 of them, and each take an oar, right?
Yeah.
There we go. We got it.
We got enough people to row the boat.
We got enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's row the boat. Row the boat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah. So. Do we have anything to talk about?
I think we covered it.
I think we went through my entire year. So.
Did we miss anything?
Do we have anything?
To go feed the dog? So I'm feeling bad that she's probably starving. So I got to go feed her.
Go feed the dog. Do we have anything to look forward to this year besides Wind Calls the Heart?
Right now, well, I mean, there's always something kind of brewing. There's something going on right now. I don't know if or when it's going to happen. But if it does, there's some exciting stuff that's going to be happening. There is an announcement that's not mine to make, so I can't make it right now. But there is some cool news that will come out. So it's not mine to make. So, but I'm sure you guys will hear about it. And then I guess Wind Calls Are season 11 is the thing to focus on right now. I can't tell you when it's coming out. I don't know.
Sometime next year.
Maybe sometime next year.
Yeah. 2024 is what they said. Wind Calls Are
2024, baby.
2024.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Fantastic.
Well, Kevin, thank you as always for taking so much time to catch up with us.
Of course. Thank you for all you do. All the memes and the videos and the pictures and everything is just so fun to look at. So thank you guys for all the promotion is really appreciated.
I mean, thanks for giving us the Muffin Man so I can use the clips from the the Muffin Man.
Maybe there'll be more baked goods in season 11 for you.
Maybe Elizabeth will know how to use the banana bread pan.
Who knows?
Okay.
You have to tune in.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We're going to end the recording now. So bye.
Okay. Bye guys.
All right. End recording.